I was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, you know, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah. And after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
mm, 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 mm.
Good morning,
Good
Chanel. Good
morning!
morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, fam, friends, and everyone that's attached to it. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with Marvina and her BFF Vibe, where we give a voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Yes,
The day that
yes.
the Lord has made, let us rejoice. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And be glad in it.
Yes.
Welcome,
Glory to
welcome.
God.
There she go. There she go. The first person I love to see every morning. That's my sister Chanel. Hey, Tara. Good
Tara, good
morning, my
morning. Good
beautiful. It's
morning.
time for you to come back on. Let's get it going, ma'am. It's time for you to come back on, Miss Tara. I'm watching you on Facebook. You got a lot going on up over there, and we need to get you and Brandy and Yolande back on. Come on, it's coming. Well, before I get started, of course, in my cup, I have coffee. I have more coffee, which coffee is on top of coffee, because every morning I find that when I don't drink at least one cup, I get very, very irritable. Very irritable. I don't want to talk to nobody. I get mad. I remember just last week, Yvonne, I drove all the way to Covington without coffee, and baby, I was irritable. I was aggravated.
I felt it and I heard it.
Yes, ma'am. Everybody that was driving on the highway was nothing but a whole bunch of burden. But when I got there and got my cup of coffee, I loved everybody. So I enjoy coffee every morning. And in my coffee, of course, I have original creamer and some sugar. Whatever, Yvonne. What you got going on over there, BFF?
Well, first and foremost, this morning I am drinking some tea. I'm not drinking coffee. Here lately, I've been drinking a lot of tea. Throat has been a little irritable, and that change in the weather. So I'm drinking some lemon zinger tea. I'm sorry, tension tamer tea with equal honey and some extra lemon juice. So that's what
All
I'm
right,
sipping on this
Tara. Tara
morning.
says she got her cocoa. Her cocoa. Yeah, y'all. Put
All right, then look, this is like a cocoa morning. The way how
going
cold
on
it
over
is.
there. Yes. Hey,
Good
Rhonda, my
morning,
boo-boo.
Sissy. Good
I miss
morning.
you. I can't wait to see
Good
you
morning.
today.
She put I got to say this. Rhonda put a beautiful post on Facebook last night that I really needed to hear. And I've sent her a message. I said, Sissy, I really need to hear that. Thank you so much. And it looked like Bishop. It looked like Bishop. When we had him on here, I'm going to have you to go and look at the video. I promise you it looked like him singing. I think it may have been Bishop that we had on the show.
Okay. I gotta go
That's
see
what
you.
I think. That's what I think. I want to give a shout out to everybody that got out and voted. Marvina and I, we talked about this yesterday. We were behind the 8 ball on this one, guys. So we apologize. We kind of stepped away from the news all the time because it has been so daunting. It's been very sad, just a lot of tragedies, going on. And we kind of stepped back from the news. So we missed out on voting. Now we can still vote next week. We just missed out on the early voting. And here in Georgia, there are a couple of seats up for grab with the public utilities commissions.
Yeah.
So it's important because these are the people that control and regulate your coins, what you're going to be paying every month on, on your light bill, your water bill, your gas bill, things of that nature, even all the way down to your internet services and things of that nature. Anything that helps to run your household, these are the people that regulate it. And there are a couple of Democrats running, there are a couple of Republicans running. So you take your pick, do your research on your on the people. And we've said this before, don't vote just because they're Republican or Democrat.
Yeah.
Vote on what you feel that they best serve your
Yeah.
needs in the community. So
Get your calendars. They actually got a calendar online. You know, I was so out of touch, man. I was at work, and the guy that's the maintenance guy in the building was like, "You need, or did you vote?" And I'm like, "Vote for who? Vote? What do you team vote?" And he actually told me about what was going on, and I'm like, "Oh my God, let me call my
good
best
morning,
friend."
Christina. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Hey, Christina. That's my girl. Boop, boop, boop. I actually I got on the phone. I was like, "Do you know we were supposed to be voting?" I mean, I went as far as, see, my older sister. She is out there. Let me tell you, she on the grind getting these people to vote. She goes to different schools. She goes out here she walks these streets. She go out here and see who's registered to vote, because it's very important. And I really realized that the more I've paid attention to what she was doing, and I did my research. Now, if you don't vote, who want to go pay more money for water? I'm not gonna give us this water, and because they shippering it through some kind of machine, we got to pay for it. Now, come on, now.
Look, and they charge you for they double it. So think about it. They charge you for what's coming in, then they turn around and charge you for what's going out. And I said, how in the heck do they know what's going out? So basically, they doubling the rates on you guys. They on us. I'm saying you guys. They doubling the rates on everybody. So that's how they get over with that.
So today I know a lot of you was thinking, well, I had on my on when we was marketing that we was going to go ahead on and bring on our guest for last week, but he's still having technical difficulties. And we found that out this morning. So now we had to revamp. We had to resubmit. We had to everything. Even the mindset had to get
Well, I said, not today.
Yes. Because last week I was so lost. I was by myself, just sitting out there like on a limb by myself, trying to figure out what to do. But of course, my BFF here, she wants to go ahead on, and I told her, because she, she really wanted to. I don't want to spill the beans until she come on, but I'm going to turn this segment over to her, and I'm gonna allow her to go ahead on and do the interview. And I'm so excited about the guest she's interviewing.
She crazy.
Let me say this before we get on. Kashina is when I started working at the airport, and I want to say this because I am so grateful to this young lady. She seen something in me, and because of her vision and her insight, I am now project manager, and I love her so much that I want to just go ahead on and give her this shout out and tell her, baby, come, baby. All right, go ahead, Yvonne. Go ahead, take it over, girl.
So now, you know what? Sometimes God would do for you what you haven't done or been able to do for yourself. So, I know that we had a different guest that was supposed to be on here, but everything is always in God's timing. Yeah. So I believe that this is the way that it was supposed to go today, so that we can honor and celebrate. And, and I have to start off with this. When we talk about great customer service skills, we're not just talking about being polite, or smiling on cue, because I think we can all do that. But having great customer service skills means you know how to make people feel seen, heard, and valued. And no matter the situation, it's about creating a positive experience that sticks with someone long after they walk away. And speaking of that kind of excellence, I've got to take a moment to celebrate my BFF of more than 20 years. I'm so honored. Congratulations to my best friend for being the 2025 ATL WOW Award recipient, Best All-Around Customer Service at the Atlanta International Airport. I just want to, girl, you need to put that applause sound back on for yourself. Because, girl, I have to,
Hold on.
She's so silly. Girl, you know, you've always gone above and beyond for everyone that you meet. And I can say that in my life. I can say that in the Jamariuses, the Parises, all those, your children, everyone you meet. It's just who you are. Your kindness, your professionalism, and genuine care. Your genuine care shines through in everything that you do.
Wow.
And this award simply confirms what I've known all along.
Wow.
You're the best of the best. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And you and I, we've had that conversation I don't know how many times. And I'm so proud of you in the way that you represent excellence with grace, heart, and that signature smile. Because you can see your smile coming a mile away that brightens up every room. Keep soaring higher. This is only the beginning. I promise you, this is only the beginning. Can y'all tell I'm the proud bestie? I'm the proud bestie. Now, I want to break this down, and then I'm going to get into some questions for you. You know, this is what great customer service really looks like in action. Empathy. You know, you have an uncanny sense of being able to sense what someone needs and respond with care, not just fixing the problem, but understanding it. We've had guests on the show that you met in the bathroom at the airport, and they fell in love with you because of your empathy. You have a patience that you exude to everyone that you meet. Even when people are frustrated, you stay calm, kind, and professional. Communication. You listen to understand, not just to reply. And you explain things clearly without sounding robotic or rushed. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's been a key in your success there. Problem solving. You don't just follow a script, you find solutions that make sense for the customer and the company. Positivity. You bring good energy. You bring so much good freaking energy that it's ridiculous. People leave interactions with you feeling better than when they came. And then last but not least, adaptability. You can handle anybody. You can handle anyone from the super chill to the super stressed with that same level of grace. In short, great customer service is about turning moments of interaction into moments of connection. It's the difference between doing your job and leaving a mark. And if I had to sum it up in one quote, I'd say this about you. Great customer service isn't just about solving problems. It's about creating moments of connection. It's the smile, the patience, the kindness, and the genuine care that make people feel valued. True excellence shows up not just in what you do, but in how you make others feel. And that is Marvina Clay.
Oh, thank you, man.
I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Oh, good look. So, I know that those are tears of joy and happiness this morning. You should be on cloud 9. And so now, our special guest, we're going to start off. She already told us what's in her cup. Now we're getting ready to get in there and find out what's in her bag. So, like I said, first off, congratulations, Queen. Congratulations. You truly deserve it.
Thank you.
How did it feel when you found out that you were the recipient of the WOW Award, the 2025 Atlanta WOW Award, and then being congratulated, walking in there and seeing all of your peers? How did you feel?
Oh my God! First of all, I didn't know it was me. If it was, I did not know it was for me. Kashina, which is my manager, she's placement manager, and when I say this lady's outstanding, she brought me and she told me that it was a class that I was supposed to be taking. So I'm like, okay, let's get this class going. I didn't want to go. Be honest with you, I didn't want to go to the airport. I just didn't want to go. I said, I don't want to go. She was like, you got to take this class. Well, I was ready with my pen. I said, listen, we need to take our pen. I asked, I said, you think I need to take a pen in the notebook? She was like, no. I'm like, no, we ready to take a class. So when I got off of the elevator and I walked in and seen all of, when I mean all of the people, I mean all of my the employees that I was working with at that time, because I'm no longer in the airport. So let me get that straight with y'all. I'm not even in the airport anymore. I've been out of the airport almost 2 months now, and they literally called me back to come. So when I got off the elevator, they was like, "Congratulations!" I'm looking around like, who are they talking to? Because Sheena pushed me and said, "This is for you." Me, girl. At that moment, I still was I was still amazed. I really didn't. It didn't really. It didn't really sink in, because for me, what I do it because it's coming from the heart, not because I'm asking for any accolades. I'm not really doing it because I feel like it's something that I supposed to do as a job. I do it because this is who I am as a person. When I see a person in need, I'm going to be there if I can help. If I see that something needs to get done, I'm going to go and get it done. And I ask the question, what is needed? I ask myself, I don't have to ask a person, what do they need? I can see it before it even happened, or what before. And in that bathroom, I brought God with me every day. I can't even explain it. The atmosphere was where I served. So it was never customer service as far as customers. It was family service, because whomever come into that bathroom was a family of mine. So I welcomed them in. Even the ones that didn't even speak back, I never took it personal, because everybody goes through something. I welcomed them in and I blessed them out. That's how that was customer service for me. That was family service for me. So I'm going back to saying how did I feel? I don't know. I didn't have a real feeling, just surprised. Just surprised. I was just surprised.
You know, and let me say this, Kashina, you did a good job of getting her there, because she is one of the hardest people that I know to surprise. I'm gonna tell girl, we have had some arguments over the years, because when I was trying to surprise this heifer and you couldn't get couldn't get
It never worked.
But let me say this, with that question, I talked to my sisters, and I shared your good news to them and everything, and they said something about your uncanny ability of being able to just sense what people need. When my dad died, you stayed even after we left my mom, you stayed at the house. You stayed at the house with my mom, and you did everything in the doggone house that you, before anybody could say it was needed. You did it, and you still was able to provide comfort and strength to everybody along the way. So, yeah, girl, you got some serious skill sets there.
That ain't nothing
So,
but God. That's not skills. That's God. That ain't nothing but God. I pattern myself after Christ. I pattern myself after the characteristics of Christ. He did it. He led. Nobody asked Jesus what
that's
what
right.
to do. Jesus knew what to do, because you have passion for people, and he understood to lead is not always just asking a person what to do. You pay attention to what your environment is, and what's the need of that environment. So that's what gets me. I mean, I'm in church all my life, so I studied where I studied this, and I understand it, and that's what made me a Christian. And yeah, yes, Tara.
Hmm. Well, so let me ask you this. So, working at one of the busiest airports in the world is no joke. When I'm traveling, I've seen people up in there and all that. What kept you motivated to show up with that same warmth and positive energy every single day?
Just the fact of knowing that this bathroom was a place of a sanctuary more than just a place of a bathroom.
Oh,
And I
Jesus.
came into like I said, I brought God with me every day. When I walked into that bathroom, it could be a whole lot of stuff going on in that airport. out on that concourse from one end to the other. But when I got into the restroom, the main things that was concerned about who was going to walk into that bathroom and make sure that it was clean, it was stocked, the atmosphere was wonderful. And that's who I am. You know, I love clean. I love to make sure I take care of people. I ain't been a CNA for nothing. I was a CNA. I take care of people, and that's what motivated me, because it's not that I felt that it was a job. Like I said, it was a service. It made me feel a need, if that makes sense. Because when you go around your whole life not knowing if you're needed, you know, or accepted, I was accepted and needed in that bathroom. So it motivated me to get up, get there, always try to be on time, always try to make sure I have everything I need stocked and ready. And whatever comes into that door, you know, there was people coming there crying, upset because they missed their flights, or upset because things wasn't going right. The weather wasn't allowing them to get fly, or whatever the issue was. I kept my eyes open for them type of people that walked into my door, so I can give them comfort, not only serve them with what they needed, but to comfort them. So I had a lot of motivation, but it was just the people. It was just doing for the women, you know, each and every day, basically.
You know, you're known for making people feel seen and valued. You know, we start going when I started coming to church with you and everything. That was one of the first things that I took away, is seeing your interactions, and it made me to loosen up and, you know, let down some of those walls and everything. What's your personal secret to connecting, to connecting with folks even when they're stressed and in a hurry? Because you just kind of touched on it briefly, but what's your secret?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched my mama, Carolyn Grayson. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know, my mom was a minister's wife, and I've seen a lot of people, even at the churches and stuff right there. They didn't really care for my mom. But my mom cared for everyone. My mom hugged everybody. She showed love and compassion for everyone. The ones that she knew didn't like her, she didn't care. It didn't matter to her. It wasn't never about how they treated her. It was about how she treated them. And just because they didn't like her or had an issue with her didn't mean she had to change, and she never did. So she was a role model that when I walk through the doors of anyone at any place or any time, I should show the love and the compassion for the people. And then when you pattern yourself after Christ, or when you pattern yourself after anyone that you look up to, you pick on their characteristics. So I took a little of them and then put a little of me together, and I made a big, beautiful, beautiful stew. So now everybody can feast off of that stew. Everybody can, you know, just through me coming in and showing love and compassion and understanding, you know, that everyone wants to feel seen. Who wants
That's
to?
right.
How do you feel when someone walks in the door and don't speak? And I was told that this is
Good
something that.
morning, Robbie. Good morning.
Good morning, Robbie. I was told that's you when you walk in a door, you should always speak. That's the way we was brought up, you know, of course. And I don't know if that's a nationality thing, or if that's just a personal thing, or whatever. So that's what motivates me to continue to show up as someone who loves and have compassion for others. If that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Um, Now we know customer service comes with stories. We already know that. What's one of the funniest or most unexpected moments you've ever had with a traveler?
The funniest? Let's see. Funniest. You know, so it not trying to be funny, but I don't really find it anything really was humorous about what I was doing. But, you know, one thing I had to realize that when people walk in the door, they come in every form, shape, size, the way they dress, the way they look, and I never really judged, but there was few come in that,
Good morning, Shelley.
it makes you giggle inside, like, this person got a lot. I mean, man, how can they walk in here looking like that? But they was confident. And I seen a lot of people that had a lot of confidence that walked into my door. I don't really, I mean, I don't know of anything that ever had me doing too much, like, oh my God, it's funny, or any of those type of things. I don't know. It was just a place for worship. So I never really had I don't really have a funny incident. I don't, that I
You
can
can't
remember.
recall one.
Yeah, I can't recall now. If I told you one, please tell me, because, I don't ever remember.
It's just there's some people that joined that's just now coming in. I just want to let you guys know Marvina is our special guest today, and she is the recipient of the 2025 ATL WOW Award for Hartsfield International Airport, and I'm so proud of her. So I took over and decided to spotlight her today because it takes everything to have great customer service skills. Everything. There was, you told me about, you shared a story about this young lady that would come into the bathroom and you would speak and she wouldn't speak. She wouldn't speak. She wouldn't speak. You speak to her, and then somehow or another you kind of wore her down, because on the day that you just finally said, forget it, I'm just not going to say anything, she was kind of taken aback that you didn't say anything at all. And then I think she became one of those people that when you spoke or whatnot, she spoke. And I think it kind of started. So to me, that was,
It really was.
I
Let me
found that a
tell you
little
something.
humorous.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah,
And I
what's
don't
that?
think it's a secret anymore. It wasn't that she wasn't speaking; she was deaf.
Really? You never told me that.
Yeah,
Didn't
she
know
was deaf.
that. Wow.
She was deaf. I mean, I know she could read my lips, and I know she could read my energy, but sometimes, it doesn't click,
Mm.
really doesn't click that, what's going on, because it didn't click to me in the beginning. So I didn't know that she was deaf.
Wow.
And
Wow.
as she literally stopped coming into the bathroom that I was in. And then finally one day, she came into the bathroom in the restroom. We'll call it the restroom. In the restroom, and she walked past, and I was like, "Oh
Hey,
boy, here we
Sarah. Good
go."
morning.
When she walked through, she waved her hand and said hello. I think that was like I don't know, it wasn't a funny time, but it was like, wow. I actually was able to get through to this person, and then I came to find out that she was deaf. The young lady was deaf.
Wow. So that is one of those stories. If you look back on it, how you felt and thought one way, but then it actually turned out to be something else.
Mhm.
But through your patience, because some people will get ugly with other people when they don't speak, they don't reciprocate the hellos and things of that nature. But your patience. Um, from your standpoint, what does great customer service mean to you personally? Not from a training manual. I mean, straight from your heart.
Well, from my heart, good customer service is exactly what I did, was to make sure that I took care of the needs of others. It really don't have anything to do with uh, the company, because
Mhm.
you're just as good as your service, and my service, it was in excellence. I didn't want to serve mediocre. I didn't want to serve just getting by. I wanted one that come into my bathroom to feel comfortable, or in my
Mhm.
presence to feel comfortable enough to come in, and then a lot of people might think this is weird, but to sit on my toilet. Yeah,
I got
now
what
you
you
might
said.
think it's crazy, but I was one that when I got in, I cleaned everything. I detailed, because I had people come in and say to me, I don't like going in that bathroom over there because it's just nasty, and I can't even sit on the toilet to sell it. It stinks, it smells bad. Good customer service is looking at the needs of the person and understanding that what is needed for them. It allows the company to grow because you are representing that company.
That's
You're
right.
representing. I have a contract with a company to make sure that I do a great job. And that's great customer service for me, to see people happy when they walk out the door. They're smiling. They know that I took care of them. I took care of the need. I made sure that everything was done in decency and order. And it just allowed me to just be who I am.
Yeah.
I was saying at our church, if I could get it right. You remember the saying?
Say what now? Say that one more
Remember what the
time.
church said? Oh, Jesus, let me make sure.
Oh, come to a place of
Believe, belong, and become
yeah, and becoming.
everything. So I believed in what I did, and I
Yeah,
belonged in that situation, and I became the face of the company when they walked inside of that in there. And
that's
when they
right.
left, they had a great things to say about it, and that made me feel good. When I spoke to the lady on yesterday, the lady who represented, she said to me, she said, "I knew you before you even seen your face." She said, "You know how many people who did surveys? It was always Marvina, Marvina, Marvina Clay, Marvina Clay, Marvina Clay, Marvina Clay." And and that didn't surprise me. What more or less surprised me was the fact that anybody paid attention.
Come on now,
They
Jesus.
someone paid attention to the
A
fact
lot of
that,
people paid
yeah,
attention.
yeah, that, what I did it from my heart, not because it was something that I practiced or someone told me I had to do.
Well, I have to say this. You and I, we held a conversation when you first went in there. And I said, it's not what you do. Service, I don't care where you work or where you go. There is service. There is service. And you said something about the job and so on and so forth. And I said to you, your reputation precedes itself. Word of mouth, your reputation preceded itself. I'm traveling. She wasn't even at work. I'm traveling. I'm waiting on my flight and so on and so forth. And I wound up getting a little sick and so on and so forth. And the lady starts talking to me about this lady named Marvina. You know what I'm saying? Marvina, I said,
Number
that's my
35C.
best friend. I said, that's my BFF. That's my best friend. I said, so she was like, nah, yeah. I said, no, seriously. I said, I promise, just described it to a T and so on and so forth. But that made my heart swell with pride that this woman didn't know me from a can of paint, but yet and still she was able to tell me about how through your random acts of kindness, how she changed and how she's a lot softer and gentler with other people. And so that felt good. I'm gonna start to throw in some of these
Can I say one thing
comments
before
up
you
here.
say something? Before you do that,
Hmm.
a lot of people say when you welcome people in, I always say, "Welcome in." So the people on the concourse started utilizing that. Welcome in, welcome in. But in the beginning, before I got into the bathroom, before I started just janitorial, getting into the service, I didn't want to. I cried for almost a month before I started.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
I
did,
ain't
dear.
going to no bathroom. What is it? I'm 54 years old and I'm in the bathroom. I don't want to go to the bathroom. I got to clean toilets. And see, God brought, and I realized
Mm,
this when I got in there. He came where I was. He was there where I was. And he said that. I'm coming where you at. And
mm-hmm.
you're going to do my work no matter if it's in the bathroom, on top of a pulpit, in front
You
of
better
what's
say
in a
it.
bag, out on the street, whatever wherever you are, I'll meet you there. And that's what he done. He
Yeah.
met me in the bathroom.
he did.
And I
Yes, he
want to thank
did.
my cousin Cindy also because she was out there. You can do this. You don't want it. Yvonne, yeah, this is okay. God is going to elevate you from this. I'm still in
I
the
know
I mean, crying, literally
we had those conversations. Yeah.
crying. And look where he brought me from.
I think me and Cindy were like the dynamic duo. We were double team without even knowing it. But I know what God, and I told Marvin this. I said, V, I know, I get it, but I said, I know what God is saying. I said, He is going to take you places. I said, trust what I'm saying. Trust what I'm saying. Look at this. My nephew said, can't get a better start than the sun. Congratulations, Aunt.
Hey, Marvin.
Big Mar, love it, big baby.
I love you, boy. I'm gonna see
Love
you
that.
tonight. Gonna spend the night with you.
And let me show you this. Tara said, divine connections. Those door opener connections that God will give someone supernatural favor to pour into you and open doors that you don't even see and see things in you that you don't even see in yourself. Divine door opener
I'm using
connection.
that.
You
Divine door.
better say that.
And that's
You
it.
better
That's
say
my
that.
words,
I
man. Thank you,
love that.
Sarah.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And then here's a congratulations from
Thank
one of your
you,
sisters.
Sissy.
She said, "I'm so proud of you."
Without you, it won't be a me, Sissy.
And Kashina said she's definitely a beacon of light.
I love you too, Sheena.
She's definitely a beacon of light. So let me ask you this. Every day isn't sunshine and smiles. We all know that.
Mm-mm.
How do you keep your patience, your peace rather, and your professionalism when things get hectic or when people test your patience?
Man. Let me say this. I'm learning that life is lifing. And I have to accept the good and the bad. But the main things is when the bad comes, a lot of people like, oh, this is bad, but there's a lesson in it. And for me, I have to find the lesson even in the bad, even in what's going on, and even in the good. Everybody think everything's supposed to be good, but there's always opposite. And I intertwine both of them together. Just because every day is good, every days be bad does not mean that it's a bad day. It's always something in there. There's somewhere there's a lesson. And if you look at what it's telling you in that day, you'll find what that lesson is. There's really no, what do we call it bad? Because stuff don't go our way, or maybe, things happens in that situation. But normally, even in that situation, something always good come out of it. Even if you just learn to just keep your mouth shut and don't say nothing you might,
Right.
you're learning. And every day for me, life is lifing. I try to keep the peace of mind. I meditate. I pray. This is when I get up out of the bed, before I put my foot on the ground, I write, I journal. I start doing that. I started meditating. I started literally praying because I know that something today, if I don't, is going to knock me off my square. So I have to kind of understand that before I get going. So I'll journal. I'll talk about it. Whatever my emotions today is, I'm going to learn from that for whatever it shows me. It's an enlightenment for me. That's what keeps my peace. Understanding, wisdom, knowledge, because it's what it is all about. Ain't nothing, everything's not going to be good, but I keep my peace because I have to put things, it's like storing it into sections of where it's supposed to be. Okay,
Yeah.
this day is this right. This might be a high day because yesterday was a high day. And then there was some things in there with some energy that tried to keep it here. But then if I would have kept focusing on that energy, I would have been still here. But I was able to go back up here because I know that this had nothing to do with me, with that energy. So I had to come up and learn from that lesson, if that makes sense. So that's what keeps
Love it.
my peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I add something to that? You don't mind if I add something to
Of
that?
course.
Something else that I noticed with you over the past, I say 3 to 4 years. You used to say things like, I got to get this off of me. You hold things in until you like a powder keg about to explode.
I used to, yeah.
But not anymore, baby. About 3-4 years ago, my BFF said to me one day, she said, not anymore. She said, it's a new Marvina. People going to start to realize and understand and recognize. Realize, understand, recognize. I never forgot that. So she did not become a mean-spirited person. She became a right now person. So if this happens now, she's not going to allow it to fester like some sore. She's going to talk about it, and she's going to address it, and then she's going to play it over to him, and she's going to hold court with that person.
Mm-hmm.
That person.
Yes.
And it doesn't become let me tell you, this happened, that, a whole group said. She's holding court with that person.
Yep.
And then she moves on. She released it and she moves on. So
yep.
I wanted to add that
and
in there. That's
and
one
add
of the
on to
biggest
that,
things I've seen.
because we can sit there and talk to everybody about it and what's this, that, and the other. But the root is to get the person or whomever you talking to and get down there and dig it up. We talk about it. Now, whatever comes after that, if we become friends or we don't matter. It matters to me that you understand where I am, and I'll understand where you're at. So I do. I'm not that one to be festering and going around and trying to figure out what it is in my mind. And because, your ego is the worst. That's the worst place to stay. If you stay there and start thinking about it and trying to figure it out, and then you curb these stories about it, and now and it might not even be all of that. So I'm a root digger upper.
Love it. So, you clearly mastered the art of showing grace under pressure. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that people are not aware of. A lot of things going on on the personal side, because like you said, life be life, and you've had to pivot and balance and continue to balance work life, home life, and you have been able to do that. You and I tell you all the time, girl, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Because it is a journey, it is a struggle. And what's one mindset or mantra that helps you keep that composure?
Self-love, boundaries, keeping my understanding of you can't change nobody or you can't change the situation, but you can change yourself and what you see and how you deal with it. I can either, when something happened, I could just burst and just go crazy, or I can kind of calm myself down and understand that, things are going to happen and we're going to deal with it. But my main thing is self-love, digging up that old stuff that kept me grounded. And a lot of people don't understand this. Most of the stuff that you deal with is old wounds that resurface over and over again because you haven't gotten a lesson from it. So once you look at it, like if a person makes you mad because they sitting there talking so much about things and it shadows you so upset because of that, then you have to listen to yourself. Why is this upsetting me? What is this showing me about myself? Is there something, that a wound that's in there that I need to be working on? Because if someone do something or something happens and you blow up and start acting crazy, there's normally some type of wound there that triggering it. It's not always just that situation. So I deal more when I go into Marvina and start trying to look at everything out, all the outside sources for understanding. Because the understanding is not outside of me. The understanding is inside of me. So I've been working on that. I've been really, really, really working on that. So I had to step away from a lot of stuff. People, places, and things. I did. I stepped away from a lot of stuff. Not because I dislike anybody or I felt that they was the problem. I had to find out where I was in life and where I come from and how things works out for me to be able to deal with it. And a lot of things fell off. A lot of people fell off. A lot of stuff that I used to like to do. Let me just be naked and not ashamed. I used to smoke weed every day. I'm calling for what it was. And I didn't understand why, because it really wasn't something I felt like and I stopped doing that. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of that because I face me.
Mm-hmm.
Not again.
Love it.
I love me. And that starts with self-loving and finding out where I'm at in life.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
Look,
right.
Tara said, she said, I see all the fruits of the Holy Spirit in her, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self control. Galatians 5:22 through 23. She has truly been gifted with each one, a truly amazing woman.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you.
This is what I mean by giving people their flowers. Pharaoh said, congratulations.
Thank you, Pharaoh. I love
Congratulations.
you, girl. Thank you for being here for my babies.
Shelly said, so well deserved.
Thank you, Shelly. Thank you so much.
And
Thank you.
Tara said, everything is not always what we think or perceive. It's often small things we miss in the shadows of what we see. Tara, girl, you need to write a book,
You
girl.
need a book,
You so
boo.
deep. Ooh.
Write all us.
So,
Just even if it ain't nothing but a whole bunch of sayings like that, because
yeah,
people need
yeah.
to hear stuff like that. I love her. I love her.
Listen to this. So, this award didn't just happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reflection of consistency and excellence.
Yeah.
What do you think has helped you sustain the standard over the years? Because I remember them days when I met you and you were working in Arby's, and you were always like the restaurant was always together and clean. The people always loved coming in. I remember I came in there to get lunch one day, and the people, you would have thought that you knew them people for forever. You said, no, they just came in here last week for the first time.
First of all, I don't meet no strangers. I'll talk to anything and everybody. It don't matter if you're a dog. I'll talk to your dog. I talk to your baby. I talk to you. I talk to anybody. You know, that stirs from loving. Hey, Candace. That stirs from loving and understanding that people sometimes just want to be seen, needed, and needs. Like I said in the beginning, people need to feel like they're important. And
Mhm.
it's important for us to make people feel those ways, especially in customer service. It's grounded into the needs of others. We
Mm,
lost that a long time ago because nowadays people don't look at customer service the same way. They see that if it don't fit in their criteria, then it's not the right way.
yeah,
No,
right.
that's not true. That's not
That's
true.
right.
It's
That's
not,
right.
not, let me say this, that's not true in my book. Now, if somebody else's book might be written some way, other way, that's their book. But for my book, from where I started to where I'm at now, I look at what I'm doing, who I'm doing it for, and the reasons I'm doing it. If I'm doing it to make myself feel good, it doesn't fit in my criteria. But if I'm doing it to
Mm,
help someone else, it fits because I'm always that type of person. I love hard. My best friend said it, and I love strong.
yes, 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 yes. So, outside of work, what fills your cup? How do you recharge so you can keep pouring into others?
Like I told you, I meditate. I hang out with my best friend. I talk. I talk things out. If I don't talk into my managers, I'm talking to my BFF. I'm trying to put things together. When I get clarification from listening to other people's thoughts, I go to God about it. I pray about it. I even talk to my son. I just know I get different perspectives and pay attention to different things. And then at the end of the day, I come with my own. And that's what allows me to continue to, you know, do what I do and leave. I'm just one of those ones that I try to fit in. It's like a missing piece wherever I fit in. And then
Hmm.
once I leave and go to work, I'm fitting in work. It's like a mask. I take that mask off, I put on another mask. When I go to work, I got this mask on. I take it off when I leave and go home, come home, I put on another mask. And then when I leave out of there, I go to the store, I put on another mask. I can go to the grocery store and put on this mask. It's just understanding the environment and what I'm having to do at those moments It's the
Mm-hmm.
mask that I put on to continue to grow into that. And they're not bad masks. I'm like, they're not masks that I'm putting on that makes me look falsified. And it's not like a makeup. It's a mask
Mm-hmm.
of knowing right and then and where I'm at, where to adjust to. You know what
I
I'm saying?
love that.
It's adjustment mask. It's like understanding where I'm at type of mask. If that makes sense. I hope that
It
makes
does. Makes a lot of sense. If you could give one piece of advice to someone just starting in customer service, what's that golden nugget you pass on?
just um nugget that I would pass on to a person that is just starting customer service. Service.
Mm.
It's service. And
Mhm.
I understand the customer part, but learn to serve. Serving, and then when you look up the direct the definition of serving, it's not normally serving yourself when it comes down to it's normally
Mhm.
serving others, looking at what you're doing to serve, paying attention to where you're serving at, who you're serving. If you're in
Mhm.
here, if you're serving someone in the bathroom, you're not bringing them food. You're serving
Mm.
them and making sure they have paper towels, making sure they have tissue, make sure that the sinks are clean and the toilets are clean. That's the service. Pay attention what you're serving. Now, if you're behind the counter and you serving people food, you want them to have hot food. You want them to have fresh food. You want to have service. Serve. And pay attention to who and whom you're serving. Who is your
Ooh,
customer?
love that. Where, when, and whom.
That's
Love
basically,
that. Love that.
I guess that's what I would give them.
So let's switch this up really quick. What's something most people would never guess about you from seeing you at work?
That I have a lot of insecurities. I guess that's the bad or in good part about it. I can speak it. I have
Mm-hmm.
quite a few insecurities because I feel that sometimes I'm not doing enough,
Mm.
or am I enough?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I put myself out there too much because I'm worrying about being enough or accepted or those things. So to know when people see me and I tell them stories like that, oh, I didn't learn how to read until I was in my mid-20s. People look at me like, huh? I didn't know I was even smart until I got around my BFF. And she told me, and then other people, I didn't even realize how smart I was.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that people don't know. I can't, and they'll look at me and be like, I can't understand. I don't see why. But they're there. That's a lot of little insecurities.
But you know what though? That's being honest. That's what's in your bag. And I think if more people look deep in their bag, we all have some insecurities. And I think if we're all honest with them, that will help ease a lot of frustration, anger, and how we deal with and approach other people.
Yeah.
Really do. So in saying that, now you've dealt with people from all walks of life, all over the world. What's something that this job has taught you about humanity?
That we all have a bag, and sometimes the contents of our bags are similar. We all got a mind. We all got life. We deal with life on life terms. But normally we think that because maybe we're black or because we're Chinese or white or whatever, that we're different. No, we are formed all the same in a lot of ways. We have the same things in our bags. And it makes me not so biased to realizing that we not to separate. We're not really separate in this universe. We're all the same. We're all together, intertwined together, and our needs are mostly the same. We just sometimes we deal with them differently. We walk this life and thinking that we're only one going through something. And by me dealing with the people that I've dealt with, no, we're normally have similar contents in our bags, and we're not
Hmm.
different. there really not that much difference, that's what I've learned just dealing with a lot of the people that walks inside of inside the bathrooms. They all want good, clean bathroom, smelling good. They want to go to the bathroom when they need help or whatever.
When you look back over your journey, what does this award symbolize for you personally?
Woo, let me put my award up, y'all. Let me show y'all my
Yes.
award, baby. Personally, I just feel like what I'm doing is not in vain.
That's right.
It's not in vain. And I'm praying that what I've done, it will show other people that coming from out of a bathroom to now a project manager came from consistency, came from not, I didn't choose when I wanted to be nice. I was nice, trying to be nice and consistent with being nice all the time. I didn't choose when I wanted to be clean, when I wanted to clean. I try to keep things clean all the time. Yeah. So this showed me that what I'm doing and I've done makes a difference.
That's right.
And it will make a difference long after gone. I'm
you set the standard and raise the bar.
Yeah.
Because I know, like I said, on my travels, I saw a difference in the bathrooms that I went, the restrooms that I went into at the airport, and overall customer service. Yeah. And something that you said when you said welcome in, there were people saying that, and I was like, when did this? I don't remember when did this. So you are making your mark, your representation, your reputation precedes itself. There they go. I was just gonna read.
Look at them. This is my family. I mean, I started out right here in this airport with these people, and a lot of them has left and moved on, and there's some still there, and I love them. Yeah. I love them.
Put up that other picture. Put up that other picture.
Folks, look at them folks. Look at them. This was my manager, and I told him, sometimes I say he's so rough, he's so tough, he's so strong. But let me say something. He had said something to me one day. He said, Marvina, you got to get strong. I came into there, I was an emotional wreck. I walked in the doors emotional wreck. I ain't gonna lie. And I was running to him and talking to him and letting him know these people this bother me. And he told me, you gotta get stronger. And a lot of people thought, and I thought when he was talking to me, he was telling me this, he was like being mean, you're not helping me out. But it taught me how to put on my big girl panties. And just not allow other people to knock me off my square. Oh, he's hard now, but I understood after we had these conversations. Everybody ain't gonna be on your side. That's everybody right. Not gonna be there for you. But he helped me out in a lot of those ways. And of course,
look at that.
Let me tell you something. This lady right here on my left side, let me say this and I'm gonna let you go. Her name is Mama Nadine. She was with me from the jump. We would talk and she was encouraging. She loved on me from the whole time. She still loves on me. She held me up the whole time I was there, and she said to me, you're a light. You're a light, baby girl. Mm-hmm. Well, since my mom has left here, I cling to her and I cling to her heart. And she didn't replace my mom, but she has helped me. So yeah, there we go. God
put everybody in place.
Yes.
Let me show a couple more of these. Shelly said, because I just want you to have all your flowers. Shelly said, walking into your presence, you are a light. No more self-doubt. Today, from here on, Marvina Clay will self-shout. Bless you.
Thank you, Shelly.
Mm-hmm. And then your sissy said, I have said it so many times that God has you. We've had so many conversations about you going higher in life. Love you.
I love you too, sissy.
And finally, this is the last question that I have. If you could put one message in the bag today, something for everyone listening to take with them, what would it be?
With being customer service is not being selfish. It's not a selfish thing. We do fish for self. We walk around here thinking that we're it's about us, but it's not being selfish. It's about giving of yourself and allowing people to understand right now and forever that if you want to do a job in excellence, you have to come out of it's about me. It's all about what I want. It's about the people that you're trying to serve and give them the best of you that you can, love people, love who you are, serve in gladness, be godly when you serve, understand yourself that you can just by what you're doing, you can make a difference in somebody else's life, and that's what makes me keep going to this day, making a difference, putting my footprint in the world, and then people knowing that I made a difference.
Ooh, and look, and there y'all have it. There you guys have it. You guys have it. You guys have it from the mouth of the person that I just love and adore more than 20 years. And these are some of the reasons why. These are some of the reasons why. You know, I'm so proud of you.
Right.
I'm so honored to call myself your BFF and to be called by you as your BFF. I have seen tremendous growth in you, tremendous growth over the years, and it has all come from the stage of self doubt
Yeah.
to shouting it out that I am, I can, I will, and I do. And I'm so proud of you for all those things, for all those things. Well, people, thank you guys so much for coming and joining this show. And while we give shout out and praise and honor to Marvina Clay, once again, the 2025 ATL WOW recipient for Atlanta Hartsfield International Airport. It is such an outstanding accomplishment. And there again, I'm so proud of you. Look, guys, we have Motivational Monday. This is with our What's in the Bag interactive group. What's in the Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday. And then our What's in the Bag directory, that is the one with the question mark, that's on Facebook as well. That is where guys will start to see calendars and things of that nature of people that's up and coming to be on the show. And then we have What's in the Bag 21. That is our YouTube page, What's in the Bag 21. We ask that everyone that's listening to this show go to our YouTube page, and we ask that you subscribe, we ask that you like, we ask that you share. We also ask that you turn on that little notification bell so that every time a new segment or something that's going on with What's in the Bag comes up, you won't miss out. And then you can also find us on Instagram and Twitch, What's in the Bag 21. And there's no separation. It's What's in the Bag 21, the numerical 21. Now you can also reach out. You can DM Marvina and myself. You can DM her. You can DM me. And that's pretty much it, people. I thank you guys so much for joining this special segment. This is such a special segment, and you truly deserved it.
Thank y'all for being there. Thank y'all for listening. You know what? It made me. I thought it was supposed to go another way, but I'm thankful to God that today and yesterday that He allowed my accomplishments to shine. And I appreciate everybody that came on and all the people that shows me love. Every show, What's in the Bag, love every Saturday, y'all. The topics are, we get guests on here to just talk about what's in their bags, and we market them. We do a whole lot on this show, And I have never really, I've talked and had allowed her to interview me before, but this right here, it hits a little different. And I'm grateful for y'all, every one of y'all, for being a part of it. And all that's watching afterwards, let everybody know that we have this nice platform called What's in the Bag. And if you want to be a part, or you want to come on, or you want to hear a topic, just reach out to us, and we'll oblige. We'll let you know. We're not asking for no money. How about that? Nobody. How many people that's that want you to let them come on a platform with no strings attached? Not too
Mhm.
many. Not too many. You can't go on too many people pages and just get on there and be yourself and let someone hear you talk about what's in your bag. That's not even really out there. Everybody today wants you to hear them and what they got to say.
Right.
We want to hear what you got to say. So come on. I love y'all. I appreciate
Love you guys.
and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. See y'all next Saturday. Yes.
Okay. And as always, we love you guys and look forward to seeing you guys next Saturday. Stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. Love you guys.
Thank
Thank you
you.
again.
Bye.